I'm going on a platform called DealSlide, and DealSlide, it's an aggregator of many other platforms that offer online business for sales, all kinds. It can be websites, it can be YouTube channels, it can be newsletters, it can be Facebook groups, you name it. E-commerce, many. And we're going to search for one, maybe two deals, depends on time. And we're going to go through them. I'll show you how to analyze a deal.
I have a question, Shlomo.
Yes, please.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm an entrepreneur for the past 20 years or so, been doing a lot of internet marketing. At the past 5 or so years, buying and selling digital assets, being consulting to companies and individuals buying those at the past 3-ish years. Over the years, I've done a lot of different kinds of internet marketing and mainly email marketing. So I also help scaling up businesses with email marketing. So that will be with a hyper personalization, if you ever heard of that. So we collect data about the users, then we give them exactly what they want at the right time to their inbox by reflecting what they told you and the data that you collect about them. From case studies, you can increase sales by 2x, 3x just by implementing these kind of things. So it's about buying the businesses and scaling them up. That's what I do. I can now show you a bit about DealSlide. This is a platform that I highly recommend to join because it just aggregates so many of those.
Yeah, sure. I was just wondering if that's a field that you can self-sustain, earn a living. I'm working for a company, and one of the reasons that I'm looking at this field is because I want to be self-employed.
So it depends on, first of all, the answer is yes. And there are two aspects for that. There is the buying itself, where you can buy a digital asset and basically run it for yourself. There's a very nice cash flow from these market prices, about 40 to 50% a year of cash flow over what you paid. But also you can take it like I do for consulting as well. So I bought and sold some for myself, and I also do the consulting right now. If you are buying an asset, of course, then you need to operate it. Most of the times it's not 100% passive. There isn't almost such a thing in the world as 100% passive. It's more of you need to maintain it, you need to run it like a business, but it's not going to be most of the times your full-time job. So you can really get good leverage over your time. Buy assets from a few $1,000s to millions and millions of dollars.
Where is your headquarters?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Where is your office?
Office? No office. I'm completely online for the past 10 years.
Oh, okay.
No office. Let's share screen. Deliberately no office. But yes, so now you see the platform. You see my screen now. I'll show you the number of sources that it has. So you see all these acquisition direct, app business brokers, all those, many of those are all marketplaces for buying and selling digital assets. My first asset came from Empire Flippers, but the biggest market in the world currently, and hard to beat, is Flippa. Flippa used to be with the wild west with buying digital assets, and it's gotten much better. That's not to say that you can't find trash there or scams there. You need to be careful and know what you're doing, but this is maybe the first go-to for finding websites. However, if you want to find things that are more reliable, you might want to go to places like Empire Flippers. You do pay a premium for that. These are more expensive platform or marketplace to buy digital assets. So each of those marketplaces has its pros and cons with what you get and what you pay for. Though is very good with showing information about the kind of deals that they sell. So I chose Flippa here. We have only 5,790 listings to go with, lots and lots of listings. I will go with niches here.
You said that I can ask during the case study.
Yes, go ahead.
When I'm using Flippa, you said that there is a premium subscription, but on DealSlide, I will have a point of entry to all the information that Flippa has in other websites, right?
No, these are two separate things. You have on DealSlide, you have the free account and you have the pro account. I have the pro account. And on Flippa, you can have the free account, which I have the free account and not the pro account. Some deals, you'll see everything. Some deals you need to sign an NDA, or some deals will not be open for you within 21 days or 30 days. I think it's 21 days. So we're going to find something which we can still work with. Okay, let's do the price range of minimum $20,000. And let's just search through. Okay. So we have a YouTube channel here. First detected 2 hours ago. That's good. $24,000. Let me make sure of that. Actually, a new thing in the deal slide, which is you get first access. So it tells you that it has a first access ends in 21 days. So you got this block here, that first access. This one, on the other hand, doesn't have it. Okay, there we go. Oh, we have more guests. Hello, Sandesh, welcome. Okay, this is the insights from Flippa. This is a YouTube channel. For sale, YouTube channel for popular comedian featuring stick figure animation and short clips from his podcast, 200,000 subscribers, 140,000 lifetime revenue, all organic. Okay, that's an option. Let's see more options here. Display advertising, see $1.5 million right here, but it has a first access. This one is also first access. Amazon KDP are everything about publishing book. Yeah. Kindle. Forgot what the D is, platform. But that's the one. That's also with entertainment. Okay, let's try a SaaS business. But this is under NDA, so we can't have it. If you see anything interesting that you wanted me to look at, please tell me.
What should we look at?
Niche, price range, can be a business monetization method.
SaaS, please.
A SaaS?
Yeah.
Let's filterize.
Thank you.
Here. Usually, is a SaaS interesting enough for everybody? I'll go through the listing. I'll show you what we look at.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay, so this is a listing from Flippa. It's a SaaS called BravoShop. Exciting SaaS business in business industry with strong profit margin and revenue. Established 2022 with promising growth potential. Right here, we see a screenshot of the business. The starting bid price is $23,980, and there are 25 days left. Not all sales or listings on Flippa are auctions. Some of them are just, this is the price. And with bids, you also have sometimes buy it now price, which you don't have here. So there are no bids. There are 25 days left. If we'll get to the reserve price of $26,870, the business will be sold. But the bidding is starting from this price, which is a bit lower. Usually the bidding just starts towards the end of the auction. So 25 days is plenty of time. That being said, if you see a business in Flippa that you're very interested in, get in touch with the seller, contact seller right here, and try to take the listing down. You probably will need to offer them a decent amount of money of what they're asking for. At this point, where most of the auctions are 30 days and they're only 5 days in, they don't know what price they're going to get. So they expect something in return. But if this is something strategic for you, a strategic buying, you probably want to take that listing down and not go to the bidding war. So this is a business from Denmark. It's 2 years old. It's making $678 a month with this nice 75% profit margin. It has a profit multiple of 3.3x. This is yearly, meaning that it's 36 months plus another third of a year, so 40x of months, which meaning that you'll make your money back within 40 months. There are only 8 active subscribers and the churn is 3.5%.
How can we know that this data is real?
So a few things. First of all, sometimes, not always, on Flippa, you connect the data, the sales data and the traffic data to the platform. So if it will be Google Analytics, there'll usually be a little tag here of Google Analytics or PayPal or Stripe or any of those. Then you know that the data is verified, at least by the connection. Also, Flippa verify that. You see that verify listing? The Flippa vetting team or the broker has verified this listing to ensure accuracy of the stated financial and operational performance. That being said, you still need to do your work. Okay, it's not foolproof. You need to do your work on verifying everything that is on a listing. I've seen thousands of listings, so I know what to look at when finding the right business. However, it's not rocket science, but through my experience, I can cut a lot of the time finding those. So you see here the performance revenue. There is a graph from October 2024. The revenue was $1,052. The revenue is going up and getting to 2,085 in September, which is just now. Not always you have all the data here, so that's quite nice to see that you have over a year of revenue data here.
So what is this $678 a month? This is the average?
Yes, this is the average of the data that you got. I must say that according to the market prices right now, 3.3x is quite high. However, you can claim that because revenue is going up right now, they want a higher multiple on this because of that and not taking into account everything that happened here. We also see this vetted listing thing, the quality listing. This quality listing has been vetted by the Flippa team, and our vetting team has reviewed this listing and verified revenue, primary expenses, and traffic. The seller is Lucas Jettings from Denmark. He's a software developer, entrepreneur. He has only his email address verified, which is not great. You probably want all three of those. He doesn't have any reviews. So on the seller, better than no verifications. It's not such an expensive listing, so it's not that terrible that they were verifying is not that great. Of course, you need to be careful about the business.
What is he selling exactly?
What's that?
What does he offer?
Selling his business, GetBravoShop.com is a thriving online platform in the business industry, offering a SaaS and software business model that caters to a wide range of customers. Established in 2022, the website has quickly gained traction, users showcasing impressive revenue of 10,000 and so on and so forth annually, with a profit margin of 74%. The domain authority of 18 reflects the credibility of the platform and its ability to attract organic traffic. 18 domain authority is nice, it's not high, okay? So the fact that they're saying this is, again, attracting you to buy this.
What is the domain authority of 18?
Authority is the authority that you get. It's a ranking between 0 and 100 that different web analytics platforms give to websites to show how strong they are. And again, 18 is not very strong, but it's also not a starter website. This is already a 3-year-old business. It's from 2022, according to what they're saying. We don't know. The unique value proposition of GetBravoShop lies in its efficient, user-friendly SaaS solution that meets the needs for a business across various industries. Let me just skip a bit because I want to know what the business is instead of just reading everything around the business. So we saw the revenue graph already. So this is the blue one that you see here. And the profit that they're making, the profit is almost as much as the revenue over here. Now, we don't know if this is because of efficiency or because they wanted to get better price for his startups. So he decided to sell here in May, and he said, okay, I'll just cut whatever I can with expenses, and then I'll show that there's better profit. Okay, so you need to make sure or ask the seller about that. What happened in May exactly?
Hey, what's up? Please like and subscribe here at the bottom. And let's continue.
You can see very clearly that the margin here is just 50% margin, and then over time it gets lower and lower. Annual revenue 10,914. Like you said, this is the annual profit and profit margin. We saw those numbers already. Expenses last month $67 for a SaaS. That's a bit low. We don't have premium, so we can't look at the SEMrush traffic insights, but this is the authority score of what I told you about. SEMrush uses authority score. Ahrefs uses domain rating. So different platforms give different scoring, but all of them are from 0 to 100. Monetization method, service as a subscription. The sale includes domain, email address, email subscriber list, custom technology, unique design, website files, social media accounts, brand assets, unique content. Platform doesn't say if it's WordPress, if it's custom made, PHP, whatever. Post sale, again, it says included, but you need to know what that means because it can mean a week, it can be 3 months, it can be 6 months, and what kind of support you get during after post sale with this email, video conference, video calls, WhatsApp, email. You need to understand from the seller what that means. Social media, almost no followers on Facebook, a nice subscriber list of almost 1,000 people, which is good. I'm going to look at the PL, which is the most interesting part in a bit. Let me open that while we talk. So one thing that you see here, which is he didn't say anything about his business, which is quite disturbing, must say. Why don't you say anything about your business if you're about to sell it? So I don't like that.
Maybe he doesn't know what to sell.
Yeah, it looks like a promising thing. Let's just go here and figure out by ourselves.
Check the website.
Oh, you already looked.
Yeah.
Build deeper customer relationship for your fashion with the mobile app. Engage customers with a personalized mobile shopping experience. Target push notifications and an optimized checkout flow. Will help fashion brands and multi-brand stores increase customer retention, loyalty, and sales. So subscribers are basically fashion brands. My app has been live for a week and I have gotten nothing but positive feedback with beautiful design, user friendliness. So this is an app that helps build your own app or fashion app for clients. So you build your app here and then you launch it and you just pay for, let's look at the pricing. How much they're paying. Getting ready, $29 a month, $99 a month, $500 a month. So with an income of around 2,000 right now, it can be any combination of those. And he says he has 8 clients. So 8 clients and $99 a month, that's too little. 8 clients and $500 a month is too much. So it's just a blend between those 2 or 3. But then you would need many more of that for getting those 2,000.
We don't know if there was a one-time fee or not, because maybe it was in the past.
Because
Yeah.
you see nothing, you don't see any spike. So you can tell.
Whatever is one time, you shouldn't factor it in because it's one time and not recurring.
Valid claim, it's not the recurring one, it's the whole revenue for the year.
Wow, they provide
So you
you.
Okay, he gave a lot of data from the past 2 years, which is great. So you see recurring revenue, that 200, 1,000. I wonder if people are buying this service and then why they're not staying. You see that drop from $1,200 again to $300. Then you see that again here from $1,600, $1,700 to $500. So something with this app, at least back then, was not that stable.
How did you get this, Shlomo? Is it available from the site or no?
How did I get what?
This table.
It was at the Flippa page. It's the P&L sheet. It's a profit and loss sheet that they published. But you can't buy a business without looking at these. I don't like that there are no refunds here. I would expect to have some refunds. Let's see. So this is the gross revenue, processing fees, hosting. What else do we have here? I wonder why the expenses dropped. Let's look at that. Remember that I told you that just recently expenses have dropped significantly. So this is everything that they paid for. User flow, banner bear, active campaign. Active campaign is their newsletter platform. Help Scout, this is for support. And I don't know what user flow does, but they cut that down. Here they spent $2,000 on what? Marketing and ads. So they tried ads. Look, they cut the ads down to $400 from $1,800. So that definitely doesn't work, at least the way they did it. And then they cut more expenses.
But they still make money.
So they still make money. It's something to ask the seller. You don't buy the business without talking to the seller on this one. But this is definitely interesting. But it's pretty clear that I think that he's a bit burnt down from this business. If not, he wouldn't make the effort to cut everything down and just leave all that. Even Active Campaign, which is the email platform, he dropped. And this is crucial for retaining clients and converting them. Now he may have exported that, but he didn't retain and welcome people. That's a bad sign over there. You can revive that. I'm not saying it's dead, but basically at the negotiation process, this is very clear that you can take point in your favor and tell him from the data that he's burned down, and you can negotiate harder on the price. And the numbers you already know. You see that net income. And this is the TTM, is a trailing 12 months income. It's just looking at the last 12 months every time. Any questions?
That's interesting. Thank you, Shlomo.
So I apologize, but we don't have the time for looking for another one.
Oh.
Let me still sum it up. Overall, looking as an interesting business to buy. It's a SaaS. It has clients, recurring revenue. It has this nice increase of sales at the past 3 or 4 months, which is nice. At the negotiation process, it looks like from the data that he wants to sell. So you can take this to your favor and negotiate harder on the platform, on Flippa, when you're talking to them. You need to verify the data of what he's presenting. You need to verify what has happened with the ads, why they didn't succeed, why he's burned out. Also, you definitely can ask him about that.
Is this the business that you would consider buying?
I would not consider buying that. And the reason I would not consider buying that is because of the niche. I am not that interested in fashion. If I were in the fashion niche, maybe, but I would definitely negotiate hard on this, because I don't know if next month will be again 2,000 sales. We need to verify what have happened here. What have happened that sales have increased that much? Is this going to last? Is it not going to last? So it's very important to understand from there what you're going to bid. But anyway, if somebody is interested in the business, I would highly recommend to take the listing down and negotiate off market.
What business do you think is best to buy these days?
I love businesses that have active email list, where I know I can bring my value in collecting data about the users and then personalize that and then sell more. On my last post on LinkedIn, you can see some data and interesting things that you get from collecting and asking users. You can get so much just by collecting data and then reflecting that to these users on a newsletter, on a welcome sequence, on any of those. Check those. There is a series about 22 or 23 different posts called Inbox Truthers, and you can see real case studies of data that I shared of what I find with either previous clients or my digital assets, and I keep publishing more, so you can see those. But yes, this is the best businesses that I see. This is why I was disappointed with this one, because he basically killed his list. He has this 1,000 people in the list, but I don't know, he haven't emailed them for the past at least 3 or 4 months. So
Maybe
that's
he
kind of
didn't
sad
update.
harder.
Maybe he didn't update the table yet.
Maybe. Ask the seller.
Do you think there are businesses worth paying attention to and buying that are for sale for less than 10K?
There are. For starting a business, for your first business, I would go for businesses that between 10 and 20K. But I would relate to them as a case study for you, because you need to learn how to run an online business. Yes, it can be very lucrative, but you still need to learn how to. So you do the marketing, you do the operation, you do the SEO, you might need to hire people for development, although nowadays with the AI, it's much, much easier. But generally speaking, I would not go for businesses that are smaller than 5K, 10K minimum. Usually they're not established enough, that they're just, of course, you need to look at a case-by-case basis with the data. The quote website that I'm talking about on my posts cost me around $3,500, but that was a long time ago. The potential there with the amazing traffic that it had and what you can do with it. So that was out of the ordinary. But with 10,000, on one hand, it's not a starter website. You can already see the traction there. And with the multiple, you also get a decent amount of money into your pocket every month. Okay, you get about $400, $300, $500 a month with current multiples. When I'm talking about 20, 25, 30x monthly profit multiple. So it's a decent amount coming into your pocket. So you're not saying, okay, I'm working for $10 a month. It's not $10 a month. It's 300, it's 400, it's 500. And you can also spend from that money if you need to invest back into the business. Therefore, that's around the time. Well,
Yes, it's a colleague. That was her last day. Sorry, I had to say goodbye.
no problem. Started saying that on these cases, you just get significant amount of money into your pocket with the $10,000 kind of businesses. And also from that money, you can spend to reinvest in the business. Yes, but you do still need to put a relatively high sum to start with.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you manage your multiple websites?
I have one VA, and sometimes it's not enough, but I have one VA. But you can do it without, but don't take too much on yourself. When you're buying a business, buying an online business, you start with a lot of things that you have to do them. And sometimes you want to do it ASAP. As time goes by, you'll invest less and less time because everything becomes more efficient and you have your systems working and your websites might make, or the business makes more money, and then you can reinvest and hire somebody. So it's a balance. First you do a lot and then slowly drops. Yeah.
So how many hours a week do you estimate one should put into a site that is worth 10K? Obviously, there isn't one size fits all, but ballpark, something that you say.
I'm sorry, you really cannot tell. I want to show you something on Empire Flippers. Let me go to Empire Flippers. Here you can see how many hours a week they estimate you'll work on that, or how much the seller is working on. Okay. That being said, and this is what I told Margaret, when you buy the business, you will put in much more effort when you are buying the business than what the seller is doing.